What is up, YouTube? How are you doing? How are you doing? You may have seen I got some checks over here. Not like checks, money checks, but for a book, for a theater, and a fashion check. Well. Anyway, how are you doing? So I should actually not be here. If you read my recent comment underneath the recent video, or if you have seen the Koenz content channel in Discord. But it just so happened, because I actually had the speaking gig tonight, right? I had to speak in Rotterdam, which, you know, is not too far away. So I arrived in Rotterdam, right? I was at the university where I had to speak from like 5:15 to 9 p.m., different groups. And I arrived. And my contact, which is actually a friend of mine, my contact is like, you know, where are you? I can't find anyone. And then eventually he calls me back because he didn't pick up his phone. He calls me back. He says, yo, this is the easiest money that you've ever earned because everyone is gone because of the storm in the Netherlands. All the students got free in the afternoon. So they're gone. But the team forgot to cancel you. So I'm sitting there at the university and be like, oh, well, I'll go back and get paid anyway. So, hey, I mean, I can spend some time with you lots now, right? That's how it goes. So that is the reason why I am live instead of speaking tonight. What's up, everyone? Incredible Sub-Zero looking for a short entry. Yeah, it is a, we will go over, like, by the way, before I go through chat, a couple of things. We, of course, go over the Elliott Wave count. We go over what I was talking about in the previous video here as well. And then we go into, you know, maybe some trading psychology and that type of stuff. Always interesting. But Sub-Zero, what's up? Looking for a short entry. Make sure you trade safe, right? There's always going to be a 5-wave structure. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, it starts to range a bit, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, potentially finding support here, but we'll go over that. But yeah, of course, shorts are preferred for the time being here. Stays on 2K16. What's up? How are you doing? Marcus as well. I was curious. Good to have you here. Marcus, by the way, for everyone, he was the first member ever on YouTube months ago. Applause. Can I do that? No, we don't have an applause. 100. Asanov, welcome, man. How you doing? Thanks for your first comment, I believe, recently on one of my videos. Flotty, what's up? DJ, as always. Shorting Solana. Hope you're in profit. Trade safe. Flotty is already waiting all day for a live stream. I mean, the last live stream was like quite a while ago, actually, right? Somewhere last week, maybe, but Epic Conqueror of New Worlds. Are you talking about the shirt that I wear in many pictures? Because I do have a shirt that says Conquer New Worlds or something like that. It's an Acer. I think I can find it if I must be able. Yeah, it's this shirt here. I think it says Conquer New Worlds. Yeah, there you go. That's probably where you got it from, I can imagine. Justin Chu, any longs taken, lads? I hope not here anyway. Paid for doing nothing. Exactly. I mean, honestly, guys, if like being a speaker is probably time versus money wise one of the best things you can do. I mean, I wanted to say jobs, but it's not really a job because I have my own business, right? Like, and I love doing it. It's not that I work for a company and I speak for that on behalf of the company. It's just I am a speaker. Yeah, very nice indeed. So scared already. Perseo, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. How are you today? I'm doing good today. Yeah, looking forward to the stream, going through Elliott Waves, everyone as well. After I quickly say hi here, let me actually up. Thanks to Strom. Hi, Ku. My sense is we are turning bearish here. We don't think we will hit the high again. No, for the time being. As mentioned in the video, the moment you break, you know, also the moment you come down here again, third time of asking, high probability, especially here, once we hit the 886, I was updating silver. High probability you're going to go down. where the flat scenario becomes interesting. But I'll go into that in a second. Evan Mouville, what's up, Paulo? Hi, I'm French. Bonsoir, mon ami. Pistachio, what's up? How you doing? Most active member in Gold. Parames S, what's up? Eric, T-Exam, how's it, bro? What's up, T-Exam? Are you preparing food again? Card Crypto, what's up? And just got home, perfect for the stream. Nice, 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 nice. Good to have you here, everyone. Good to have you here. Let's jump into the content. So, okay. Let's start with the local stuff, right? And then we go up in the time frames because that's important based on what we have happening over here. Of course, the previous update was here. Now, the reason that the previous update was so late, because for the people that actually watch the time, it takes too much time to show it. If you go to my previous update, you will see I recorded the update at about like 10 to 1 p.m. So normally it should have been online at about 10 past 1. But the update was online at like 1:45, 10 to 2. The reason was I recorded another probabilities part, right? Because in the video, I like the one I eventually put online, but I had so much. I was like, I'm actually not looking at how price moves down and then a 3-way V up, and it's kind of grinding, and this was a fast move. I was like, I'm not really necessarily feeling another high. But when I was recording, that was the first thing I thought of. But then I recorded another probability section, a different one, where I was like, I'm neutral at the moment. We hit resistance. We have bearish CVD. We are also at support. We hit the gap and we have some bullish CVD. So naturally, if price can invalidate bullish or bearish CVD divergences, we can look to the upside. If price comes back again towards the gap, we can look for the downside. So that is the part that I recorded separately. And I was editing in my editing software. I edited the part in where I was neutral, and then I was no, and then I was yes, and then I was no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And eventually I was like, you know what, I'm just going to upload this fucking video that I recorded and just, whatever. So that's what I did. I did, of course, mention that, if we go back to the gap and we start coming back and close inside, probabilities are high to continue. But that's the reason why the video was online late. I was basically for almost 40 minutes. I was like, am I going to put the neutral ending in or take the high? And, because I felt very neutral at the moment. But hey, so that, anyway, let's go into the content. Elliott Waves, there we go. So we had this sharp move to the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Question was, is this then an ABC? Well, preferably, this was a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increasing probabilities, of course, that this is a wave A or a wave 1 instead of a wave C. So also in I think 2 videos ago, I was talking about we could have an ABC here. The problem with an A, B, and then a wave C is that wave A was already over here. That was the video of this morning where I said, hey, if we get an ABC, wave A is already all the way down here, basically hitting the high of the gap. And if you then get a wave B and a wave C to the downside, the problem is the moment you enter the gap, right, and you close candles here, probabilities are high, you're going to fill the whole gap, which then invalidates a potential wave 4 because the retracement is too deep. If you would think about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, the moment you fill the gap, go all the way down here, wave 4 is invalidated. So preferably, therefore, this would have then been an ABC, but of course, it's sharp. This looks like a 5-waver, not too great. Eventually, you had bearish CVD divergences here that I mentioned. You also had the bullish one, of course, so it was like a bit mixed. But as mentioned in the video, if you come down, and especially after we hit the 886, by the way, if you take a fib from the low to the high, and you toggle on the 886, over here, 5 minute. So, and this is something like, I sometimes give you this tip, right? The moment you hit the 886, over here, 5 minute time frame, any move that goes up from there has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, meaning probabilities in general become higher to continue down, either directly or up and then down, right? However, what happens so often, and this is the golden nugget that I sometimes share in videos, once the 886 is hit, price retraces to the golden pocket so often. You observe the reaction at the golden pocket. Quite often you see some local bearish CVD divergences, and then the move happens. Like, it happens so often that when the 886 gets hit, it moves first back to the golden pocket, rejects, and then it goes, right? If you can close candles above here and move to the 05, probabilities increase for actually a bit of a move up, but then a wave C or a Y for eventually a move down again. But also here we had bearish CVD divergences building. Might have to go to the 3 minutes. So here, right, this is the back test in the golden pocket. And if you look closely, you can see that, very zoomed in, of course, lower high, right? Lower high on price. Look at yellow, higher high, blue, higher high, right? Like very, very local bearish CVD divergences while retesting the golden pocket. Guys, this happens so often. Remember this, right? Like, it can be a very good entry, can be a scalp. No financial advice, of course. Look for other confluences and all that stuff. But you know, you will see it very, very often. Of course, price can just dump through the 886. But if you see a reaction at the 886 like this, you know, golden pocket it's so common. So yeah, the moment the 886 was hit, probabilities really, really increase to fill the gap. And then this one, this was very nice, of course. Price dumps in a very quick candle. And where does it go? It fills the gap. Exactly the line I had on the chart. Ta-da, right? That was brilliant. Started ranging and eventually continues to the downside, right? So yeah, very, very nice. Played out very nice indeed for then a move to the downside. Now, from an Elliott Wave perspective, this is then a wave 1. We have a wave 2, working on 3. We can expect 4 and eventually a wave 5 to the downside. I actually don't know if I showed this folder. Was it this one? I think I did, right? In the previous video where I mentioned, if we zoom out, I mentioned the following. Let's remove the gap. If we toggle on the volume, then what I was saying is that price made a higher high on lower volume, right? So we can start thinking about maybe coming down because we might be close to potentially having wave 5s, for example. And then afterwards, I started talking about all the liquidity to the downside. So for a wave 5, how nice would it be if you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and eventually a wave 5, maybe tomorrow before the weekend hits, we end up somewhere here. And then we start ranging in the weekend, la-di-la-di-la, for a bigger wave 2, 1, 2, and then you get maybe a bigger move down, and then a wave 3 to lower prices. I'll go over the Elliott Wave scenario in a second. Of course, this is the more local price action. So, of course, there's basically 2 scenarios, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you have an ABC, which would be bullish because you're going to be looking for new highs. The invalidation is taking this low over here. But at the moment, higher probability for an impulse, also volume increasing here, for then potentially here, 1, 2, nice zigzag, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could range in a 4, right? Typically, if you range in a 4, you go to the lower degree, wave 4. Let me actually put this on the chart for people that might be relatively new to Elliott Waves. Of course, the people that are experienced, they can kind of see it. But let me do this. So wave 3 could be in here. Let's actually do a measurement of 3. Let's see if it actually went to the 1.618. It missed out on the 1.618, so it is a little bit short. Let's check a zigzag, and we are in the zigzag target area. So that is important. That is the bullish scenario, which I'll cover in a second. This is the bearish scenario at the moment. So if the low of a 3 is in, then usually wave 4 of a higher degree, being the blue count, retraces to the wave 4 of a lower degree, which is the white count. So then price typically retraces to this area over here before you then expect a move towards the downside continuation in a wave 5. So just to cover the 2 scenarios quickly. Bearish scenario, 1, 2, and you're going to be looking for eventually 3, 4, 5, then a retracement, wave 2, continuation to the downside, which then gives you the ABC, this one. 1 hour chart. So you have wave A, B, C, right? 3 wave A in a flat, A, B, C wave B, and then you're going to be looking for a wave C to the downside, which is a 5-wave structure. With the high that we have over here, the most common target for a wave C is between the 1.618 here, which is between 33.1 and 31.8K. A wave Y, we can never fully disregard a wave Y as well, and then a WXY, which then is a 3-wave structure to the downside in a wave Y. But probabilities at the moment are higher for a C because of the impulsivity we have at the moment. But this is the bearish scenario, which in the end would still be bullish, as you expect a reversal back towards the upside and then an A, B, C move towards the upside. When looking for support in this area over here, first of all, we have the double bottom 33.2, but also this key level at 32.5K with a 1-hour gap as well. So again, we have another gap, right? So we can expect at least some support over here if price would hit it for potentially a move to the upside. Else we probably are going to fill the gap and go to lower prices. Let me put the scenario on the chart. So yeah, you can see the wave C target area is in confluence with that zone, which is of course quite nice indeed. So especially now that price went back into the range, I think it hit the point of control. Yes, it did. Very nice as well. So common in range trading, enter the value area, right? Re-enter the value area, point of control, retest the value area high, which is important. And then after value area high retest, potentially move to the other side, where the other side is in confluence with this support box 33.8 to 33.9. This is then the bearish scenario, right? Let's remove this one. Okay, the bullish one. And currently that is a higher probability scenario unless we see strength locally. And I will tell you in a second what I would be looking for if the probabilities change towards the upside. First things first, the bullish scenario is this one. Ta-da. 5 and 4. I mean, I can as well just do this. Up. 1, 2. Okay. This wave 1 now has to start here, right? Because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move to the upside. And if this is your 1, or if this was your 1, this is always going to be your 2. Either a 1, W, X, Y, or A, B, C, and 2, low, 3, 4, 5. But we never got a 4 because it retraced too deep. Unless you have an expanding diagonal, but that's always low probabilities. Fighting with a little animal. So either 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 didn't work out, or you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 didn't work out. So now this is your low. Expanding diagonals are very rare. If you have like a potential like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not something you really want to think about unless all the other things fail in your count. That is the moment it becomes expanding, but it's never preferred from the start. But this now has to be your low, which is a bit awkward because now this is a 3-wave structure. That is okay, right? 3-wave move into the low and then a move up. But how do you end a structure here? Like this whole range has to then end here. So we can have a W in a running flat, A, B, C, 3, and then another 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move to the downside, running flat. That's 1. So that is then W, or that is A. Bit nicer. Then you need a 3-wave move to the upside. Well, it has to be a W, by the way. Because for a wave B, you want to go up. So W, then you need an X. X most commonly is part of the zigzag family. So you could have a zigzag here and then an ABC, nice, finishing over here, potentially finishing over here. And then you need a wave Y. But because W is already a flat, wave Y is not allowed to be a flat. But then the problem is this wick. Because this wick goes above all the highs over here. So if you would put X here, well, you have, you will have a flat structure because of this wick over here. And you can't have a WXY inside wave Y, right? If you put X over here, you still cope with this wick. So it's not easy to support the bullish scenario from this low to the upside. Basically, that is what I'm saying in Elliott Wave terms here. If we take the retracement from the low to the high, wave 2 targets most commonly is between the 0.5 and the golden pocket, and the 886 is rare. Now the 886 has not been hit, barely, but it has not been hit. So probabilities of the 886 are not yet in full force, basically. So yeah, currently the 786 over here acting as support, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. There we go. And yeah, again, keep an eye on that golden pocket and potential divergences with the order block here as well. Let's actually have a look ourselves, see if we can see anything. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so also here you could clearly see the bearish CVD divs, by the way. Lower high in price, higher high on yellow. And where are we on price? We didn't yet take that high. So we do have a little bearish CVD here as well. Lower high on price, higher high on yellow, as you can see. We didn't yet take this. Yeah, you know, I probably you're going to hit the golden pocket, and then it's wait and see what happens there. Now, in a bullish scenario, of course, you want this to be your low, right? Clearly, that you want that to be the low. And what I would be looking for the bullish scenario, and this would change my probabilities. No, wait, I go too quickly. There's two things that can change probabilities here. Let's do step by step. First, Elliott Wave wise, and then CVD wise. Elliott Wave wise, if we're thinking about a bearish scenario, this one over here, where wave 3 is potentially in, then you don't want a wave 4 to retrace to the golden pocket here, the 618, taken from the high to the low. Most common retracement for a wave 4 is between the 382 and the 05, which is where we are almost, right? The 236 is also pretty common, but usually you end between the 382 and the 05, which is between 34.8, 34.9, basically, right? If you hit the golden pocket, a wave 4 is invalidated. The moment you hit this level here, the 618 at 35, basically 35K here, right? That is the moment probabilities increase. This is an ABC, and you might find more upside for new highs and reach the invalidation of the bearish scenario, which is hidden in the target box, which is over here. So from that is from an Elliott Wave perspective, because preferably this is your 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. The moment you make another low now, that is the moment probabilities are high. You're in an impulsive structure. This is going to be your wave 1. You're going to retrace up in a 3-wave structure in 2, continue down, either in an ABC or it's going to be a wave 3 to the downside for much lower prices. Preferably also this low is made on lower volume. So another low, but on lower volume than what you see over here. So this is something to keep a close eye on, and is also, I suppose, in confluence with that golden pocket that I took from the low to the high. Yeah, the 382 is in confluence with the golden pocket here. So that is important resistance as well. Now, from a CVD perspective, if price can move to the upside in some ways, right? Up, 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 and then come down and starts building bullish CVD divergences after some structure up and then a move down, bullish CVD divergences, that would support a continuation to the upside. So this is still ABC territory, right? We're not yet out of the ABC territory for the bears, that is. So there's still probabilities of moving to the upside. So make sure, you know, trade management, what is the most common target area for C? This is the most common target area for a wave C over here. You could have, and another thing that I like to add, let's cover this scenario now, if this is a wave 2 over here, it's very shallow. Most common target for a wave 2 is the 05 to the 786, but it turned around at the 382. The 382 is a little less common for a wave 2, more common for a wave B. We got to take that in mind as well. Now, if it's more common for a wave B, we might have a wave C to the downside, which very much depends on price action here. Again, I would like to see bullish CVD divergences or a wave 4 invalidated. The moment you do this now, impulse, right? We're going to be thinking about a 1, 2 continuation down, and this high will not be taken for a while, basically. So this is still something to keep in mind, and also trading wise, something you also have to keep in mind, right? We always need to be neutral. We cannot have of course we have probabilities, but we need to have a neutral perspective. We don't want to have a bias. Like, we want to have probabilities, but not an emotion. We don't want to be emotionally involved, of course, with, I want price to go down. Price is going down. Price is going to go up. Because we don't know if price is going to go up, and we don't know if price is going to go down, right? We just follow the probabilities that we get from the chart and the signs that the chart can give us. Based on that, we trade. No emotion, just, and it sounds very easy, trading without any emotion, but I know how difficult it is. It's probably still to this date, the psychology part is my biggest weakness. So we are still in wave C target area. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe price is gonna push, maybe not. But at least you know now what to look for. We don't have bullish CVD at the moment. Quick peek here. No, 3 minute. Let's have a look here. No, so it is moving up. No bullish CVD on the 5 minute. But yeah, probability wise, at the moment, there's from an Elliott Wave point of view, there is a higher probability to move to the downside in a ABC structure. Reason being, right? But summarized, the reason being, first of all, nice rejection for wave B. But if we look at the more bullish scenario, it's not easy to finish a structure here in a WXY sideways combo, because wave Y is not allowed to be a flat. So preferably this would have been your low for then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we didn't get it because 4 retraced too deep, which lowers the probabilities. Wave 2 almost hit the 886, which is something we do have to keep in mind. Didn't hit it, but almost hit it, right? So that's something we do have to keep in mind as well. And yeah, we had some bearish CVD. And just to summarize, a potential move back up, so you guys know what to look for again, right? Probabilities for the move up. Price here retraced to the 382, which is more commonly a B target than a 2 in an ABC. Price currently bouncing in the wave C most common target area. But that doesn't say nothing. You want to see an impulse invalidated. Where is it? Right. So you want to see price going to the 618 or overlap with the low of wave 1, which is pretty much at the same level anyway, like 35K area here. If price is going to go up here right now, probabilities are higher. This is a 3-wave structure, which means probabilities are higher. You're going to find more upside. Can still be some sort of a diagonal, but in general, probabilities will be higher to at least move further to the upside, and maybe like a 3-wave structure, grab the double top, whatever. So that's something to look out for. And if price moves up over here in structure, comes down, bullish CVD, we might have the power to break towards the upside again. We of course have a potential double 1-2 scenario, but the second wave 1 is longer. If you take a fib from the high to the low to the high over here, toggle on the 1-to-1. This is a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, boom, to the downside. The second wave 1 is now longer in price. Let's see, also on the line chart. Oh no, line chart pivots are completely different. I never used the line chart pivots anyway. It was only relevant at the low, but I just wanted to check. Anyway, I usually use the candlestick anyway. So in a double 1-2, preferably the 1-to-1 over here, second wave 1 is shorter in time and price than the first, because the first one is a higher degree Elliott wave count. And this is a lower degree wave 1. So it's not really something I'm looking for at the moment. If you do get big bearish CVD divergences with this high, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, then I might be looking for potential like 1-2 scenario or something. But yeah, so I hope this clears up what I'm looking for locally. And I went over the probabilities as well, and also what to look out for probabilities to change more locally. Let's go through the higher time frames and then talk with chat, right? Talk with chat. So, well, I basically went over the bullish scenario here as well as the bearish scenario. So that is covered. So let's now zoom out to the 4 hour. Things start, I gotta say, it starts to become quite interesting. What's this? Voila. We were talking about that 36K for a while, of course, with the target box over here as well. The resistance area, weekly naked point of control, got hit very nicely indeed over here, 35,950, hitting the box, the 3.618, and the rejection to the downside. We're also at the current weekly point of control, actually. Now that I see it. Turn this off. However, if we look more locally, then we would be looking for an ABC, which means that for wave 3, preferably this is your high, and you are working on a wave 4, but this is not the high of 3. Let me remove the targets here. This is then not the high of 3, this is your high over here. For then a 3-wave structure in a wave 4, for then an ABC at the moment, right? Like depends on how this structure is going to evolve. But if we look at a flat structure, which is very common in a wave 4, by the way, having a flat in an ABC, then this has to be the high of your wave 3, ABC in a wave 4. Then you want to go up in a wave 5, invalidation here at 30.1K. What is quite interesting is that it's this move to the upside. So the longer price is ranging here, right? The longer price is ranging here, the more quote unquote bearish it becomes. Reason being that the longer this range is going to be in time, the higher the degree of the wave. What do I mean? If this is a wave 2, you want to have a wave 4 that is a little bit longer than this one. If this is a wave 2, you want a wave 4 that is quite similar or a little bit longer than this one. So what I say is the longer this is going to range here, the higher the probability it's either going to be even a blue or even a green, but preferably then a blue in this case, wave 4, which means you then get a 5 in blue, ending 3, and then another 4-5 in green in a double 1-2 setup. Or for the people that count this differently, if this is a 1 and a 2, you're going to have a 3, 4, 5, and that's the end. And then you're going to have a big retracement. Now, I don't like to count this like this here in a 1-2 move up. Reason is then this has to be a WXY, but W and Y are both a zigzag family pattern, which is not allowed in a WXY. So in a sideways double combo, it is in a sharp zigzag, but not in a sideways structure. So yeah, something to keep in mind, I suppose. So the longer this ranges, the lower the upside will be before you get a rejection in then, of course, the high time frame bullish scenario, another 1, 2, and you go to like, all-time highs in the moon, or it's the end of a wave C, and you go all the way back down, right? That's something I cover in the high time frame macro and cycle updates that I do on Sunday, 7 p.m. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find all the videos of the high time frame analysis, and I do the cycle, like the monthly chart, then I go through the weekly chart and then the daily chart. So you can check that one out. It's not something I cover in this daily update, daily live stream. So yeah, preferably this is then the high of your 3. Little bit of an awkward move to the upside. Preferably I had like a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, at the moment ABC has potential. So Yeah, we have to wait and see, of course, whenever this wave 3 is in. That's the thing with a wave 3. It can extend a lot. You never know when a wave 3 is finished. You only know a wave 3 is finished the moment you get a wave 4 of a similar degree. And yeah, as long as the local bullish scenario is not fully invalidated by taking the lows here at 34K, yeah, there is always the potential to go still a little bit higher. Now for a wave 4, 05236, interesting target, 33.7, 31.3K. The 382 to the 05 most commonly, 32.4, 31.3K over here. As you can see, however, there's not too much support. So preferably, okay, on the lower time frame, so preferably the 382, or you're going to fill the 1 hour gap, and then you have the 05. But the 382 has some confluence with the key level on the 1 hour, right? The beginning of the gap on the 1 hour as well. So that is at least something to keep in mind. That's like the confluence in that particular area. In a bearish scenario, is this going to be your wave C or not? A bit difficult to say at the moment, but you're going to be looking for an ABC, where C is a 5 waver. But if this is a 1, 2, and this is your 2, then preferably your wave 4 is already in. Else it becomes very, very big for a wave 4 in a bearish scenario, then another 5, and then a move down. So it makes more sense in the bearish scenario that your high is in, and you're going to be looking for lower prices. If this is a 3-wave structure, and then a bigger flat A, B, C, which currently this currently has lower probabilities, but it is something we have to cover, right? A, B, C in a flat. Preferably this is then your high, and you're going to move down, but probabilities are increasing. This is a wave B high, and not a final impulse high, if you know what I mean. We also call these fake highs. So yeah, something to think about, no? Bullish scenario is of course the 1-2, where you continue to the upside. But on the high time frame, you either have 1-2 and then eventually 1-2 continuation, or A, B, C, and you go down, and it's going to be doom. So yeah, that is basically what I wanted to cover for all of you. Those are the probabilities, different time frames, right? On the medium time frame, as long as the double 1-2 is not invalidated, or we don't see clear signs on the lower time frames that we go down all the way, there's no reason to think we are going down all the way. So the probabilities are higher for the double 1-2, where we still continue to the upside eventually. More locally over here, I explained what to look for. We are still in ABC target area, right? Even though probabilities at the moment are higher for a 4 and continuation, but we got to be patient, see what we get. You know the invalidation level now, like 35K, right, for a wave 4. If it does this, that's not what you want to see as a bear. That is what you want to see as a bull. If you're going to create bullish CVD divergences here as well, that would support a potential move up. Yeah, we just remain patient. We know what to look for. We know the invalidations. We know the probabilities. And now we just wait for candles to print, no? And hopefully you're going to be on the right side of a move, and you're going to back some profits. Voila. Okay. That being said, what's up, chat? How you doing? That's the analysis. Everyone that just joined, make sure to go back to the beginning, and you'll go through everything. And yeah, let's have a look what you guys say. So let's scroll up just a bit here. Whoop. Put you on the screen. Say hi to your mom. Yo, cooking on the charts and off the charts. Yeah. I mean, TXM as well with his strategy. He's working hard on writing down his strategy, writing down his way of thinking. It's really cool. Really cool to see how TXM is explaining what he looks for, and he goes very deep into volume and candlestick sizes, like the body versus the candlestick, and he uses Heiken Ashi in his personal strategy. He's been cooking big time, very, 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 very big time. I think, what did he say in October? He had 87 trades, 11 losses, 83% win rate. He cooking. We're all gonna have dinner at TXM's home. Talking about the banger music background and your shirt. Yeah, exactly. I thought so. Yeah, it's a shirt that I think I have the picture in Discord, I believe, with my face, right, and the shirt on. What's up, DCC Trader? I can already smell the 43K. It is an important level in the high time frame video. 39K to about like 43K is such an important zone because you have the golden pocket from all-time high to 15K and the point of control of the big range between 30 and 60K in 2021. Very, very impressive resistance there. And yeah, we got to wait and see what the reaction is, because that is like important for the high time frame count, bullish or bearish, really. Macro, I should say, macro count. Very important area. Can we get a wave 4 to finish at the start of that impulse up? What's up, Johnny, by the way? Can we get wave 4 to finish at the start of that impulse up? Like start from where the 2 is. No. I think I know what you mean. What he means is, I got to put this on the chart. So what he means is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I understand it correctly, let me actually do this. If I understand it correctly, this is what you look for. Can we get wave 4 to finish at the start of that impulse up? Like the start where your wave 2 is. And my wave 2 is with this scenario here, the bullish one. Then there's the 2, right? So this would then be your 4. Then in this particular scenario, of course, let me have a looky. Because so an ABC, no. Because then even for a running flat, you need 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have a 5th yet, right? So that's not possible. By the way, everyone, 30-minute order block is important. Of course, you still have a potential WXY flat X zigzag in wave Y. Comes a little bit short of the common target area for wave Y. So preferably you're going to make another low. But if you make another low, it becomes a 5-waver. And then a running flat is rare. It's just rare, probabilities wise. And then the probabilities increase. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to find support at the target box that I have over here. I mean, probably. You take the lows, double bottom here as well. Take the liquidity. You know, this was brilliant. How long have we been talking about this box, mate? But yeah, hit the box, proof of support, maybe get a retracement, and then a potential 1, 2 downside has a higher probability or a higher time frame ABC, and then a W, which is a flat ABC zigzag in a wave X, W, X, and then an ABC in a wave Y, which then reaches this level here. And that is also what I have in, not that one, this one. That is the reason why I also have a WXY inside this scenario, WXY. So then you have a flat zigzag, zigzag. That is possible. But yeah, at the moment, probabilities aren't great for this to be the low and a wave 1 to the upside. If you would get a move, I would prefer it to be a 3 then, in a 1, 2, 3, you know. So wave 3 not done yet, in my opinion. Yeah, wave 3, you never know how far it extends, of course, as well. Currently, wave 3 didn't yet hit the 1.618. If this is a 1, 2, 3, it hit the 1.236. But of course, in a wave 3, you can extend quite a lot, right? So 1, 2, it looks plausible, 3, 4, and then a potential 5, and then another 4, 5. If this is a 3, it's quite shallow at the moment. It's not a deep wave 3, not an extended wave 3. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. So we got to remain patient. Let me go to the 5. Let's have a look. Yeah, this type of price action is very typical for a build like 4 5 4 5 4 5, right? You get a 4 horizontal 5 4. It's like a stairs 4 5 4 5 4 5, and then eventually it ends and you get a retracement that's a bit bigger. It happens very often at the end of wave 3s or impulses. You can see it here as well on a very low time frame, right? It's the same with like 1-2s, really. If you have like double, triple 1-2s, they tend to also, of course, be more like a diagonal shape. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, boom. And then after the boom, you get a 4 5 4 5 4 5. Can you do other market on request or only Bitcoin? I kind of only focus on Bitcoin. For things regarding altcoins, I do member streams, because I then make a reservation for time, like in my agenda, to do a coin coverage stream, as I like to call it, to cover altcoins that are voted by the community. What's up, Togrul? Togrul Babayev. Rather than the WXY. Benji, it is looking like scenario you just spoke about. 886 to golden pocket, then down. Yeah, it's always something you have to keep in mind. Let me keep this. Let's see what happens, right? Let's keep it on the chart here. We're literally inside the golden pocket now. What's happening locally? Oh, CVD. You can see it twitches sometimes, right? Out of nowhere, it goes up or down. Don't be fooled. You got to refresh the chart, and then you get a realistic picture. But you do have bullish CVD here at the moment. 2 candles down, but look how much CVD moves down on yellow. Higher low in price, lower low on the CVD, and it looks like we are gonna at least move above the golden pocket here. But as mentioned, preferably 15-minute time frame or a higher time frame, bit of a move up, move down, and then see bullish CVDs like this. So, because we're not yet out of the ABC area. Let's also put the invalidation, by the way, on the chart here. So. ABC up, might not go down. Unless this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. It might still be a wave C to the upside, reaching the 05. Let me actually do this, make that one red. Let's remove this one for now. 30-minute time frame. Put the order block. Oh. Put the order block here as well. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is a 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, that would be some, because if this is the first move of a wave 4, it's quite high, unless you get a triangle. But the higher the first move of a wave 4 goes, it's not that, yeah. Preferably you hit the 302, reject, form other structures, then go to the 05 instead of going to the 05 directly. But yeah, let's see. We had some bullish CVD divergences here. They have now played out, price pushing to the upside. So for the scalpers, you're in profit. But yeah. Oh, that was the twitching, by the way. Look what AGGR does. You see this? And then if I refresh, I mean, it's lower. It's you got to pay attention. Always when you use AGGR, just continue to refresh. Keep clicking on the times, just so you make sure you have the most accurate recent data. Where were we? Wave 2 was kind of short. This fourth can extend. Yes, absolutely. However, this wave 2, time-wise, was acceptable for the wave 1 that you had. If this was 1 over here, right, then your wave 2 is longer than your wave 1, which is fine. So for the degree, this wave 2 is perfectly fine. It's longer than the 1-to-1 of wave 1, perfectly normal. But in general, wave 4s tend to be longer than a wave 2. However, this wave 2 only retraced to the 0.382, which is more common for a wave B than a wave 2. Increasing probabilities, this is a B and this is a potential C in an ABC down continuation to the upside. But I'm a reactive trader, which means that I want to see either invalidations being hit or I want to see proof of support, because we are not yet out of the danger zone for the bearish scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Lower prices. 30-minute order block. Invalidation would be here, which we didn't reach, right? So there's no bullishness yet, right? Almost hit the 886 here as well, which is not ideal. If you're looking for a 1-2 continuation up, that's not preferred. So we just got to remain patient, unbiased, see what the chart gives us. And I already mentioned the probabilities earlier, of course, between bullish and bearish scenario, which as it stands is bearish before we see anything else. The size of this 1, 2, and 3 down looks more like a Y wave is forming than a C, unless wave 5 extends also to reach the target zone. Well, the minimum requirement of a wave 3 is, of course, it should be longer than 1. Oh wait, I know what you mean. Yes, I agree, John. I agree. I know what you mean. I had to think for a second. Yes, I agree. Potential zigzag in a wave Y. Yeah. Because this being a wave 1 is, of course, very, very long for the wave C. Okay, I know what you mean. Sometimes, I read chat, but I got to visualize what you're talking about. So here, if this is going to be a wave 1 and you're going to get a 2, then your wave 3 has to go like all the way down here, but then you have another 4 and 5. So I agree that looking at how deep this goes, probabilities are higher. This is going to be a wave A. You're going to have a wave B during the weekend, and then a wave C to the downside to finish a wave Y here. Yes, I would agree. But yeah, I would agree for a wave Y. I mean, you don't see it often that wave X is above W, but you do need another low for wave Y. You do need to take this one. But this is the most common Y area. This is a little less common, but in this particular scenario, that would be preferred because you take all the liquidity. Also here, hit the order block. But yeah, definitely on the cards. My take profit hit. Now that is what we like to hear. Good one, Justin. If we did hit the 8.8, what is the scenario? Well, if this is the 8.8 would be hit here, right? Then the probabilities are higher that any move up is going to be either a wave C or a Y. So then you're going to have an A, B, C. But the problem is that having an A, B, C, yeah, you got to think about diagonals then. That would be the only thing I can think of where you're going to have a... Yeah, then this has to be the low. Oh no, here, low. So this is your low. Oh yeah, so this has to be your low, which of course does not look great at the moment. And this has to be your A, B, and then a C, which is then your wave, potential wave 1 for then a bigger diagonal. But that's way too early to call. So yeah, the 886 being hit here in this scenario gives higher probabilities of continuation to the downside, because in general, it wouldn't make too much sense to get a move up here as a wave C or a wave Y at the moment. And also in a WXY sideways double combo, wave W is already a flat. So if you have X, then wave Y is preferably a zigzag or a triangle. So this can still be a triangle. ABC, 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 you know, and we're just going to be a triangle throughout the weekend. You're going to get this. But of course, that's also too early to call at the moment. We don't have the info yet. Saludos, Perseo. Thanks for being here. Pop Alive, what's up? Thanks for the updates. Always good to see you, mate. When I receive a notification from new content from you, I jump in happiness. You generate a good feeling, man. Thank you, man. That's kind. Also, thanks for putting notifications on. I appreciate that, Papa. Papa Live, already here for such a long time as well, since the beginning, eh? I do know, like, I have my other laptop, I have my other YouTube account, sometimes to check if people get notifications or not, because the thing with YouTube is that you can upload a maximum of 3 videos or content per 24 hours. But because of the stuff I do outside of YouTube, sometimes the video is exactly on the dot 1 p.m., for example, and sometimes it's going to be 1:30 or 1:45. What I mean on my profile, my banner, you know, 1 update, 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 p.m., is that in that hour, there's going to be an update. Because I do other stuff, I'm not always going to be in time because I have other business meetings, I'm a keynote speaker, you know, that sort of stuff. So I'm not always uploading exactly on the dot, and because of not uploading exactly on the minute, I will sometimes have more than 3 videos in a 24-hour cycle. So yeah, then eventually you get no notification when a video comes up, and then the next one you get a notification again. That's how it works. Kavin Kavya, what's up? How you doing? Good to have you here as well. And I responded to you, by the way, in Telegram. TXM, as you've seen, but Castle. We have a bullish CVD from yesterday's low to today's low. Yes. Yeah, correct. But I don't like this CVD. So I know what you mean. So, right? I mean, look at the chart, right? Higher lows, lower lows. Higher lows, lower lows. This one has played out. So any divergences with all these lows are not relevant to me. And then I have, right, you have people also mentioning this low here. Right? This low, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD, right? Absolutely correct. Bullish CVD divergence. But what I would prefer to see is local bullish CVD divergence over here, especially after a drop, you know, volume coming in. I prefer to look at the right side of the most recent high to generate a new low, and then look for divergences on the right side of the new low. It's, I suppose, more safe. Like, it depends what you're looking for, more setups or higher quality. So, you know, like, of course, CVD can be traded, but I prefer to look for CVDs on the right side of the most recent high or low. Meaning, I want to see, like in this case, we have a recent high, potential shorts. We have a potential recent low that could be used for longs, but I would look for local stuff. The more local, the better. So because if on the 15, if you're gonna get bearish divergences here, it doesn't make sense to look at the bullish divergences here, right? So I prefer after such moves, and yeah, I prefer the local stuff. But that's correct. We do have a bullish CVD, but preferably I want to see it here. What's up, Watty? How you doing, man? Good evening. EMA's nearly crossed on the 1 minute. Oh, you're a scalper, I know. That's not something the last time I even put EMAs on my chart, I can't even remember. I can't even remember. It's very, very long time ago. Abdul Karem Abu Naji, bro, what's the invalidation for a flat correction? That would be going above the 1.618. I mean, honestly, at the moment, that would simply be going above this high. That's your invalidation for this scenario here. Because of the rejection we got. So in the bearish scenario, you don't want to see price going up. But of course, you can look for invalidations already more locally, which would invalidate at least a wave C to the downside. But for the bears, it's important to take this low before taking the 0.618. After you take this low, you can move up. That's fine. What's happening over here? That was a twitch. You see, on the 3 minutes, sometimes it poof. Don't get baited. Let's see if it happens again. Yeah. Always after maybe a couple of seconds. Sometimes the twitch is bigger than that. You saw that? That's then what happens, and then you refresh, and then the candle is again down here instead of above these highs. Always something to keep in mind. Don't get baited. I think the wave 2 was short and time consuming. Can we see the opposite in wave 4? SK7, could you mention the dates? Like what wave 2 are we talking about? This wave 2 here on the chart, or on the higher time frame, where in the 20s? Was short and time consuming. Can we see the opposite in wave 4? I mean, I can answer your question without knowing the wave 2 you're talking about, really, because the rule of alternation in Elliott Wave states, and is mainly used for wave 2 and wave 4s, by the way. So the rule of alternation says, before I go into that, most commonly a wave 2 is short in time, deep, and simple. That's most common for a wave 2. So short in time, deep, golden pocket 786, or and simple, which means zigzag. Most commonly zigzags. Wave 4's rule of alternation comes in. Wave 4's therefore tend to be higher probability to be shallow, complex, and long in time. Complex meaning flats, triangles, WXYs, those type of corrections. So the moment a wave 2 is short in time, but you say short and time consuming, a wave 4 can be it's short. Oh, you mean short, not short. Okay, so it's shallow. So wave 4 then has a higher probability of being deep and short. Yes, I know what you mean. Now, not now. I know what you mean though. Like, so yeah, if a wave 2 retraced to the 382, but it is a wave 2, yes, it also applies in time, absolutely. If wave 2 is very short, wave 4 tends to be long. In Elliott waves are related to time and price, not just price, because that would of course be stupid, right? If and I know one guy that doesn't believe in the time thing, but it's funny. Like, how can you not, right? Let's zoom out here. Anyone that says Elliott Waves is not related to time, no clue. Let me, we're going in a little rant here. Oh, yeah, there we go. I always love this topic. Of course, by the way, you don't say that this is just general, right? SK7. SK7 knows time is important, but it's just for people that don't say it is important. Let me show you the following. This is from the book, Elliott Wave Principle. It's like the Bible of Elliott Waves. It's a good book, though. Let me first show you the book, and then talk about some other extra stuff. First of all, chapter number 2, guidelines of wave formation. Rule of alternation, which is time driven, right? Then you have wave equality, that's about time as well. Then you have scale, which is time. The right look, also time, right? So those are all chapters that go into time. Then, there you. Then we have chapter 4. Chapter 4, ratio analysis and Fibonacci. Read it. Where is it? Time sequences. Ratio analysis, multiple wave relationships, Fibonacci time. Like, I don't understand how some Elliott wavers do not think time is a thing. And now let's go to the biggest joke, right? Because those people do count on different time frames on TradingView. So if you say time does not have a relationship with Elliott waves, then why do you count on different time frames? Why do you have a high time frame daily count and a 1 minute count? Because according to time is not important, your 1 minute count should be the same as your daily count. You know what I mean? So anyway, you get my point. Time is very, very important in Elliott waves. And also between the rule of alternation, wave 2 and wave 4. But also what I mentioned earlier, for example, with the bullish scenario 1 2 1 2, the longer this takes, the higher the degree will become. Oh, that's another thing, by the way. That's another thing. 1 2 3 4 5. Elliott waves has degrees, and those are time related. Minuscule, 1 minute, 3 minute, micro, 15, right? Cycle, weekly time frames, super cycle, monthly, millennium, 10-year, right? You go up in time frames because of the higher degrees. Man, I love this topic. Maybe one day I should make a video about it. But hey, little rant. Yeah, Mark Dutch always late. What's up, LJ? How you doing, man? LJ in the house. This rule applies to time too, or only depth of correction? Yeah, so it's when you look at the rule of alternation, it's time, it's pattern, and it's deepness. Is that a word? Or shallow? Deepness or shallowness, like how deep it retraces. Yeah, and wave 2 most commonly is the 0.5 to the 786, and wave 4s tend to be more commonly the 236 to the 0.5. The invalidation for a wave 4 is usually the 618. Incredibly rare you're hitting a 618 in a wave 4. I've never really seen it. So that is the moment, like if price would now go up and reaches the 0.618 here, then I would look at this as an ABC. And then we have to look for, potential. Then you have triangle potential over the weekend. We could get a bigger triangle and then another ABC, ABC, and then we just range over the whole weekend basically. For then a WXY, where your W is a flat, X is a zigzag, but then your wave Y is going to be a triangle. So you're going to get this big triangle over here for the coming days. Let me have a look here. So when is the weekend finished? I mean, still 4 days, but 5, 6. So 6. So the day starts here. Ooh, that would be a big, big triangle. Let's have a look here. If we measure wave X. Oh, no, that can work. Yeah, that can work. It's way too early to call a triangle, by the way, everyone. But that would be, yeah. I mean, it can kind of work. So now you have A, B, C, D, E, poof. Way too early to call because, of course, we didn't yet hit the 0.618. But that would be something that I would be looking for if the 618 gets hit. Yeah, I would probably be looking for an extended range over the weekend, which then could become a triangle, potentially. if price before the 618 moves down now, higher probability we will go down for much lower prices and then an A, B, C. Or 1, 2, 3, which would be even more bearish. But then you have like an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this is going to be either then a wave 1 or a wave A, most probably. Unless it's a running flat, A, B, and C running flat, because for a wave 5, it's way too stretched to go all the way down here now. Running flats are not common. So preferably you then have an like A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3, 4 for lower prices. More locally at the moment, let's see what's up here. Bullish divergences keep forming. We might actually hit that 618. Bullish divergences on the 3-minute. Yeah, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD. This might indeed be a potential continuation. Let's see if we can hit the 618. Of course, you have the bullish divergences here. But the thing is, yes, there's like small bullish divs here, but they now already played out. So yeah, higher low, lower low, took the high now. So they played out, but it does show there's absorption going on. So probabilities ever changing. Might be looking for the high eventually, or you're going to look for a triangle, because those are then the two scenarios. Either you continue to the upside. If you hit the 618, you're either moving up or you're going to get into like a triangle scenario. Those are the two that I am then looking for. But if this is a wave 4, it's already retraced to the 0.5. So preferably this is a wave C and not a wave A, B, C, W, X, Y might be an option. Doesn't, because wave Y doesn't have to take the high of W. But we are now at resistance. This is a 30-minute order block here as well. We didn't yet hit the 0.618. No. So nothing is up. Nothing changed yet. And the bullish divergence is already played out. That's the thing with the such small time frame, right? Like it is 3 minutes. Small bullish dips, but they played out the moment you take this little candle high, which happened here. So if we zoom out again, what's happening here? Let's actually go to the 30-minute. Oh, why is this? Okay, there we go. This is also known as an in-candle CVD divergence, as I like to call it at least. Green candle, CVD moving down, meaning that there's more selling than buying in the candle, 30-minute, but it closed green. So the moment you then take the high of the candle, the bullish divergence played out, basically the in-candle bullish CVD. LJ, not cycling this time, I bet. I like DCC. I like bullish bearish CVD divergences with more distant highs, lows, and with more local high-low points. Yes. Yes, I agree. Yeah, exactly, DCC. Like the highest probability, like if you want to use CVD, by the way, I made a whole CVD video, which is by far the best video on the channel. But also because it's like evergreen, it's always there. And, you know, I don't know, it has like 1.8K views or something, which is, or even more, I think. It's quite ridiculous. But for the ones that don't know about CVD, I explain everything in this video. Look. Over here. No, not over here. Where is it? Wait, where's my CVD video? That's not the one. Ah, there we go. Oh man, 7.5K views. Yeah, check out this video. It explains everything. But in general, CVD is best used locally. The more local, the better. Not necessarily 1 minute, but like 3, 5, 15 minutes. Those are the time frames that I keep an eye on. When I look at CVD, I keep an eye mainly on 3, 5, and 15. The 3 minute I use to observe the reaction. When we hit a support resistance area, I like to use the 3 minute just to see what's going on. So for example, over here at the high, let me move up. Right? 5 minute here, not the 3 minute. So here, lower high on the 5, higher high on CVD, right? Invisible on the 3, visible on the 5, bearish CVD divergence while hitting resistance. It's good information. This was a 3 minute bearish CVD here. And this was when the gap was filled. The gap filled, got a reaction. No, wait, 886 was touched. Sorry, go back to the golden pocket. Lower high price, higher high on the 3 minute. Bearish CVD divergence. Yeah, and you just go down. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, more bearish CVD divergence, more absorption going on, right? So it's a great tool to keep an eye on. And yeah, 1 minute, you know, preferably I like 3, 5, and 15. Those are the time frames that I like to use and keep an eye on. Koen, did you find that Elliott Wave theory is most accurate in trading strategy, or is this for educational purposes? I can trade it, but I actually don't, because I have a personal developed trading strategy. Because Elliott Waves gives you areas of interest, right? It gives you an area of interest, like a zone, basically. But what I want is inside of that zone, I want to know what I have to look for. I want to see proof of support or proof of resistance, because with Elliott Waves, you know, things can change constantly. It's very like fluctuating sometimes. That's also why I update multiple times a day, of course, because it's ever changing. But when you have an area of interest, I of course I'm looking for an entry, but it is then not because it's per se an Elliott Wave area, but I'm going to be looking for proof of support according to my rules. So I want to see that price shows strength, and then I would be convinced to enter. My targets are also not Elliott Wave related. My targets are based on statistics. I know that a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio works best for my trading strategy that I have personally developed. So 1-to-3 is the target that I always trade. So, you know, yes, I can have zones, but actually my trading strategy is not necessarily even related to Elliott Waves. It does give you a bias and an area of interest. But then I want to be looking for an entry in that area, which I do with my strategy. So it's not educational what I do. I do like have Elliott Wave mechanics inside of my strategy, but it is not necessarily that I trade Elliott Waves only, if you know what I mean. It's Thursday, my friend. He's living ahead of time. Unless maybe you're in a different time zone. If you're in Asia or something, that's possible. Wait, I think Justin Chu, you're from Malaysia, right? You're Malaysia. Yeah, you're from Malaysia, I believe. So you might be on Friday. Exactly. Koen, did you... Lost of time. Yeah, you're already past midnight. Ahmed Merta. Koenz. I have a possible. I will be very happy if you can check that out from 69K to 32K wave W, 3248X, 48 to 11th of October for Y. As a triangle. Can you do a dance for me? In your dreams, I can do many different things like dancing. W and then 48K. You won't see me dancing. I did do hip hop in the past, by the way. There's even a video online of me doing hip hop at a competition, because we did competitive hip hop. So I did do dancing in the past, yes. Wait. From 69 to 32 is W. 69 to 30 WX, and then you're going to be looking for this probably. October 11th, that is literally here. No, I mean, so then I don't know, you're probably looking at something like this ish, I suppose, but no, there's no way at the moment. I'm looking at a triangle. Also, this is where time comes in, everyone. Time is important in Elliott waves. Look at the time of W, look at the time of X, look at your wave Y. If this is a triangle for Y, it's not of the same degree as W and X. It must be a higher degree. So then you would have this as an A, and then you want a B, C, even though you took the low, so that's not possible really. But yeah, it's not something that I would be looking for. I like the idea. Of course, it's a very unique way of observing the chart. But because of time, for Y compared to W and X, that's not, it's very low probabilities that this over here forms any sort of a triangle. No. Unless you're gonna go into like, then you need to put W here, and then you need an A, B, C, but it gets too big. It's just too big. If this is still A, B, C, and then A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, it's going to be such a big triangle. So yeah, and you probably want A, B, C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to have A, B, C, D, E. And then it's in the same, it has to be in the same degree as this. So yeah, it's going to be very, very long. So it's too early to call a triangle here really. But it's a nice idea. I mean, it's a funny idea. Up. Zoom in again. 3-minute time frame. What's happening? What's popping? Lower high, higher high. Little bit of bearishness. There's only $100 a difference between what points, Justin? The 20K bottom looked weak. The 25K bottom looked weak, and now we are at 36K. I think we just have to live with those ugly bottoms. I like what you say, Super Psycho. Yeah. Well, we are not yet out of the danger zone with the bearish scenarios, right? Of course, we have the flat on the 12-hour daily time frame, basically. Right. ABC. But you also have the high time frame. A, B, C down still. Something that bothers me is the double bottom here and the buy bid wick that's not filled. I will keep it in my mind probably forever, even if Bitcoin goes to like 100K. I'll be like, hey, that wick, to 23.6K. The bearish CVD divergences, by the way, everyone played out now on the 3-minute. That's why the 3-minute is so nice, no? Lower high in price, higher high CVD has played out now because price took this low, but you get the bearish divergences while you're against resistance, right? 30-minute order block for the ones asking here. But it already played out now because the target is this low. It's just so low time frame divergences. But of course, for a scalp, I mean, look, if you're lower high in price, higher high on the CVD, you're against resistance, you enter over here. This is your invalidation for your scalp because that's when the CVD is invalidated. The moment you take the low, put your stop loss break even, no financial advice, of course, and, you know, potentially write it down. Because this could be an ABC as well for a wave 4. Well, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what price will do, right? We have to wait and see. Why are you not on TikTok? You would mainly has to do with like you need I probably need an editor or something. Like so TikTok is of course 1 minute content max, which isn't a problem. But you need to either record more content outside of the YouTube video, which means I record YouTube videos, and then after the YouTube video, I will record a vertical video for TikTok. So that is one idea. Or you use the long format for the long form content for TikTok. Not ideal. It just means it takes more time. And what I would prefer is first focus on YouTube, and then once we get to bigger numbers, move to TikTok as well. Because like I also watched a video once of YouTubers talking about this, where you don't want to add all the different platforms too quickly. You want to focus at the beginning, get the grind in, do the stuff, and then eventually you can switch, but also you can maybe hire an editor or those type of things. At the moment, it's just me doing YouTube. And on TikTok, I mean, there's many ways of, I suppose, analyzing the chart for TikTok. I mean, it's the same content, just vertical. Recording it might be a pain in the ass because I have a horizontal screen but a vertical video, so you need to pay attention that what you show is in the middle of your screen. But that's not a problem. I mean, that's not a problem. So yeah, TikTok is definitely interesting. Definitely a one-day thing, right? I mean, one day or day one. One day or day one. It's a time thing as well. Because I speak, I have an educational business startup, and yeah. I do have a TikTok account. I just never upload it. I made sure to get the account. Good question though, Big K. Yeah. If people have ideas, or if there's an editor that does stuff from YouTube to TikTok, I mean, hit me up. I'm always interested to see how it works. But Asanov, a pleasure. Bully Ball. Hey Koenz, are you overall bullish on a long-term basis considering the halving next year? So regarding the halving, so my long-term basis, bias, is not related to the halving at all. So personally, I don't follow any news, which also means Bitcoin news. Like the only news I follow is I just look at the red flags, but I don't know what all of this is. I just know that red flags equal volatility. So I need to make sure that, I keep track of the red flags. Also the halving, I don't look at the halving, so it has no influence on my bias. But if we talk about my bias, then my bias at the moment is Bitcoin before, first of all, Bitcoin going to 39 to 50K. And in that area, we decide if it's going to be macro bearish or bullish. But at the moment, if we look at the cycle count that I have as well, overall bullish. So I would recommend you, Bully Ball, to check out my cycle macro high time frame video, where I also go over probabilities, which you can find on the homepage of my channel. So on the cycle, currently, as long as we locally don't see any big weakness, probabilities are higher for the cycle, just for new all-time highs. But on the macro, when you zoom into the weekly, 39 to 50K is important because that is the resistance part. 39 to 43 and 48 to 50. Those are the two main areas of resistance. If you reject there, big bearish CVD, you could be looking for down to 15K again. In the bearish scenario, and in the bullish scenario, you're of course going to push through. So that's the big difference. This is a second CVD, not a first CVD. First CVDs are more trustworthy than the second ones. We are now grinding against resistance here. But it's a good question, Bully Ball. And I do know many people have a look at the halving, but I don't follow anything fundamental, which also includes Bitcoin. I like to keep things as simple as possible, I suppose. I also don't necessarily have an interest in what Bitcoin represents or is. I just like to trade it. I know. Of course. I mean, I read the paper, right? I've read about Bitcoin. I know Ethereum. I know the industry. That's where I started, by reading Binance Academy and making notes in my notebook of what's Bitcoin, what's Ethereum, what's proof of stake. All that stuff. So yeah, I wrote it down in my notebook, but in the end, I don't use it in my trading. I'm purely technical myself. So. Looks pushy. Well, until now, yeah. Bullish divergences keep coming. I bet you look great in a tutu. I bet I do. On the monthly, we are in a second impulsive wave. That is correct. I mean, on the monthly, yes, that is correct. In the bullish scenario, that's correct. Yes, but on such a high time frame, you don't want to use the linear scale. 11th of October 2023. But if this is from the all-time high down, 11th of October, that's somewhere here. But this is your W, this is your X, and then this has to be your Y triangle. But it's still not a triangle here. Can't be a triangle, this. So I'm not really sure if I know exactly what you mean, because if this is your W, this is your X, and this is a triangle, but it's not a triangle. You're probably going to be looking then, I don't know is this your A? Is this your B? That's your C, D, E, but that's not possible because D went above E, and also the whole shape is off. So it's not really from an Elliott Wave perspective. So again, I like the idea because I like unique inputs. I also learn every day, and I hear a lot of things that I don't really think about. But also this scenario is low probability that this is anything close to a triangle. Much higher probability in the bearish scenario, you're going to be looking for this. And in the bullish scenario, the low is in, and you're going to be looking for 1, 2, 3 and continuation to the upside. Those are the two by far most probable scenarios at the moment. Yeah. To your yes, the 0.618. I mean, my invalidation level, it would be Elliott Wave's invalidation level, the wave 4 invalidation level, because of course, I don't necessarily have an invalidation. Price can go up, price can go down. Both are very nice. Yeah, already finished. Yeah, I got it. But on such a high time frame, it's not. It's not a triangle from an Elliott Wave perspective. I think actually in general, triangles, of course, there's a lot of rules for triangles, which would be good to read about. It's a very complex structure, a triangle. I love triangle fakeouts. Bitcoin to 3K. I mean, never say never. If in a macro bearish scenario, there's incredible support at 8 to 11K, so that would be my lowest. 3K means you're gonna take the low of the previous bear market, which in the whole cycle, like if you look at the cycle, you're gonna break a cycle bullish market structure. It's very low probability. Very, very low probability. The triangle Nazi, I know, right? Of course, John comes back in the chat just to triangle Nazi. I knew it. Yeah. I don't really look at triangles too often. But 3K, no. Like, let's first see what Bitcoin does at 8 to 11. Big support there. That is going to be the area of interest. But Big K, Big K, are you in Discord by any chance? Because if you can DM me some TikTok Bitcoin trading accounts, I would like to see what they do. Just like inspiration, like how do they present their content? How do they do it? I don't know. I mean, I have TikTok on my phone. I never use it. I mean, I have to know how it works to explain to parents with gaming children, which is what I often speak about, like how it works and what it's like. But I don't really watch it. Or anyone else. Just if anyone here is in Discord, just send me a DM with some TikTok links. I'll be interested to check it out, see what they do, and then I can also get an estimation of the amount of work it takes to also make content on TikTok. I did by the way, I did make a lot of shorts previously, like this. Incredibly no webcam, very, very simple. It's been a while since I made shorts because the shorts did not really do anything too much to the channel. So as you can see, I tried it for a long period of time. Like I got so many. And I did like, how many shorts a day? I think six shorts a day or something. That's what I was like doing. I think there is a way to get a YouTube short into TikTok. Not directly. I think you need to download your short and then upload it to TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is just a snippet from my long form content. So that would be nice. Wig the low, maybe. It would be very nice to wig the low. So this is literally just a snippet of my long form content that I made, that I put into a short, right? And just put it online with some text, basically, right? With the date as well, August 20 here, 7 a.m. CET. And I think you can then download this, I suppose. And then you can upload it to TikTok. Would that be even possible? I think so, no? Wait, let me have a look here. Can I download? Let's open my video downloader. Bullish CVD on blue. Might invalidate. Oh, here. Look at me go. Paul Tudor Jones, everyone. Paul Tudor Jones is one of my trading heroes. He's great. Check him out on YouTube. Great stuff. Why would I not? Hurry to grab. I have no interest. Okay, anyway. Let's Control V. Let's see if I can download my short as well. High definition, la-di-la-di-la, la-di-la-di-la, and then put it in, where is it? In downloads, that's fine. So I can download it, which then also means I can upload it, no? Okay, so now that it's downloaded, let's have a look. While Bitcoin, I think it's gonna be an ABC by the looks of it, no? gonna move to the upside. I mean, it's too easy to again, we didn't invalidate anything yet. You can see currently price is doing this. It's losing steam. But at the same time, it's building bullish CVD divergences. So if you go, it probably will be a quickie. Yeah, look, you wanna, did it take the high? No, it now created a double top here. And you're against resistance. You didn't yet invalidate a wave 4. You didn't yet hit the 0.618. So yeah, the probabilities remain higher for downside unless it gets invalidated. You can see like ta-ta and then ooh, potentially. Let's see what happens locally. Let me check my downloads here. So is the video really a vertical? Oh, I might have to turn my sound off. Okay. Yes. Okay, so it is. Nice. So so I can download this. It's now on my PC as a file, and I can just upload this to TikTok. So if I make YouTube Shorts again, like let's say 1 per video, I can upload it to TikTok. Of course, there's no like webcam and fancy editing and all that stuff, but I mean, you got to start somewhere, no? Yeah, the bullish CVD divergences keep building below support here, increasing probabilities. But yeah, we're still against resistance. Ah, okay. Andy does TikTok as well. That's interesting. I can always ask him, yeah. Hey, yo, Andy, are you here? Are you hiding? Andy? Andy? Maybe he's dressed in chat as a Halloween character. He's hiding. I can always send him a message, yeah. Absolutely. Vlad. Adrian Anka, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. You're late. Yeah, I do have to stop soon, though. It's 8 p.m. I've been online for how long? 1 hour, 46 minutes. Jeez. We can retest COVID lows like a higher degree wave 4 retracing to previous wave 4. Yes, but like most... Oh, of course, you say like a higher degree wave 4. But the probabilities are low. It is a higher degree wave 4 as it's more likely to be a wave 2. But I don't see it going to 3K. Like 8 to 11, that would be my area of interest for the bearish scenario. But then, of course, like it's so hypothetical because we have to wait for the reaction in 8 to 11K if we even get there. And at the moment, price is moving up. So yeah, but it's an interesting way to think. It's interesting to think about it, right? I follow all the big ones. Nice. Okay, I'm curious. Like, look, the bigger you become, the higher your budgets, the editor, and then you can get webcam in and all that good and fancy stuff. But yeah, triangles can ruin your marriage. Yeah. Like what they usually say is if you have no idea what's going on, it's probably a triangle. The 2018 bear market bottom, no, exactly. Like the 3K, wouldn't be pretty. It's shorts, but need your face on it. Yeah, but then you need to somehow cut your webcam into it, which means I have to make a whole new video for TikTok. So I have to make a scene in my OBS for TikTok, put my webcam at the top and then my screen at the bottom, and then make a separate video, which of course means I need to record a separate TikTok video, which takes more time, even though it's only 1 minute, if you know what I mean, 1 minute recording. You need to prepare a little bit, you then need to upload, edit, put some text in, and so it's not like it's a whole lot of work, but at the moment I prefer focus on YouTube and then it will definitely be a one day thing. So we're still against resistance. Bitcoin is having a bit of a tough time here. But then again, as long as we do not hit the 0.618, probabilities remain higher for a move down. We are at the 30-minute order block, grinding resistance. CVD going absolutely nuts. Holy moly, look at the shorting that's going on. You can see it live. But the candle isn't going anywhere. That's interesting. Oh. I think if it flies, it will be a quick one. Oh, it's twitching. Difficult to know if it's leading. Yeah. Because in the end, you're at resistance. Wave 4 is not invalidated. Probabilities remain higher for a move to the downside until invalidation is hit, which would be the 0.618. If price moves up and you hit the 0.618, I'll be either looking for a bigger triangle, or you're going to be looking for continuation and then a 1, 2, 3. But that's not high probability at the moment. But hey, you never know. It's all probabilities on the lower time frame, right? That's the thing. If you zoom in, there's so many things happening so quick. But you can see it's like running a bit out of steam here. Yeah. Could be A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, diagonal type of thing. The 30-minute order block is important. I mean, if you can pass the 30-minute order block, then, you know, the 0.618 is right above. I bet there are apps for that. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't record my YouTube videos with a webcam, which means I need to re-record a special video for TikTok, and that's gonna of course be more like a time thing, and that's where choices have to be made. Like if I also want to do TikTok and stuff, it will take more time, meaning less time for other stuff. This is a wave 4 of 3, in my opinion, not a wave 4. That's possible. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sounds pretty, or looks pretty neat to me. For then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. This wave 4 then being an ABC, continuing to the downside for your wave 5. Looking for support. Or the double, or the bottoms here. There's so much liquidity down here. And if it moves up, ABC, and then either triangle over the weekend or continuation up, but as it stands, lower probabilities until invalidation is hit. CVD though, like up, bullish CVD divergences. This is also another bullish CVD divergences unless it becomes invalidated. So interesting. This is where do we gonna tap 25? Do we gonna tap 25 to 29K? No one knows. No one knows. However, what I can tell you is from an Elliott Wave perspective. Wait, did he say 25? 25, 29. That would only be a possibility if you're going to be looking for this scenario. ABC. And then you're going to be looking for a flat ABC. But at the moment, probabilities are not yet on the side of this scenario, because the probabilities are higher that this high is potentially a B and then an ABC moving back up. Or, and that's something we don't know yet, it can be a wave 1 in continuation, or it's the high of a triangle, which then also is a B, and then you get a Y triangle. So at the moment, not yet looking for 25, 29. There is a scenario, as I've just shown. So there is a scenario for moving down, but at the moment there is no signs to think it would go down that deep. But we can never speak in certainties because we don't know what price wants to do. Potential 1-2, yeah, 1-2, 1-2. But yeah, it's 3-minute bullish CVD. Always interesting to keep an eye on, especially at resistance. Curious to see what I wake up to tomorrow morning. It already spiked 3 times liquidation. For now, I would say it's right now another bullish indication. Yeah. Bullish divergence on yellow here. It looks like it wants to continue, no? Okay, everyone. Probably I'm gonna miss, if anything fancy happens, but we'll see what I wake up to tomorrow morning. We know what to look for. We know the probabilities. I explained for the people that just joined. I explained it at the beginning. But after 1 hour and 55 minutes, there is a moment of going down to the fiance. So potentially we're gonna miss some fancy moves here, because the bullish CVD has been building locally over here against resistance. I think the bullish CVD now played out as well. Almost. Yeah. You never know what price is going to do. Do you also look at exo charts? No, but I used to use it sometimes for order flow, but I don't really include it in my trading strategy. So yeah, you guys know what to look for, probabilities wise, right? And the only thing we can do is check if scenarios go and become invalidated or not. But yeah, keep an eye on the 0.618, bullish this building. Potentially we get a push, but we'll see what I wake up to tomorrow morning. And if you do hit this 0.618, probabilities increasing for either a triangle or bullish continuation, which therefore increases probabilities. This is going to be your low for a while. Because, with a triangle, you don't want this low to be taken, and bullish continuation neither. If price does this, then we get a 5-wave structure, higher probability, you're going to reverse and continue to the downside at least once more. Simple as that with the information that we have at the moment. And tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central East European Time. Central European Time, LJ, are you here? LJ still here? Man, I would get my ass smacked if he was here. Or if he is here. But Central European Time, there's a new update in the morning. Do you use volume charts? No, I use TradingView and AGGR and then tools for my strategy. Tomorrow morning, 37K. Potentially 3K, potentially 100K, potentially 37, potentially 33. We never know. The only thing we can do is look at the chart and the invalidation as well. So as long as the bearish scenario for another wave 5 to the downside is not invalidated, it's a higher probability. The moment you hit the 0.618, the probabilities change. So there he is, LJ. He's still here. Where did you learn Elliott Waves? Sources are in the description. That's where I learned it. The website's in the description is where I learned Elliott Waves by making notes and studying like at university, and then implementing it in the chart. So where's the best place to study? In my Discord group. I mean, check the sources in the description, ZF. Make sure you go through that first. And if you really want to accelerate your studying, make sure to check out the gold membership of the channel, which will be focused from next week onwards, by the way, on purely Elliott Wave theory, like a mini course. But more about that, all the videos are already made and everyone can have access in gold, but I will change gold. So thank you. All good, Mr. ZF. All good, all good, all good. Okay, ladies and gents, I got to, as long as we keep looking at the chart, things are happening and it's interesting and engaging and all that good stuff. But okay, the speaking gig did not continue. Do get paid though, because it's their mistake for not canceling, funny enough. But that's nice. But it also gave me the time to go live on YouTube and chat to you guys. Last time we were live is like over a week ago, I think. So it's nice to spend some time with you on YouTube. So Dasa Gaming, man. At least you were here, Dasa. While I'm closing, you arrive. But at least you can say you didn't miss it, I suppose. But, Dasa Gaming and everyone else, sorry, mate. I got to go. Got to run. Gonna go down, have some din, chill with the fiance. We were watching Beckham. I don't know if we continue watching another episode or something else, but hey, if you have any tips, hook me up in Discord in the general chat and share with me some series and stuff, some good stuff that we can watch. So everyone, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your attendance. And tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central European Time, a new update. And we will see where price is going to be. Maybe Asia is going to do something crazy. So we do not know. Yet, at least. But you know the levels to look for. So that is most important. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys at the next one.